Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very interesting stuff to go and show up over here, where it seems like the very first ever PlayStation 5 Slim is actually now making its rounds around the internet. Now, if you guys may or may not have actually a chance to go and see, we actually upload a short on the channel itself, so if you guys want to see more shorts on that one, I'll try my best to make some more for you guys. But we're actually now seeing a somewhat seemingly valid leak when it comes to PlayStation 5 next iteration and or the Slim version. Now, we've kind of been hearing a little bit of conflicting reports on this, although we have seen this now in the wild, so I'm going to show you guys the video throughout this video and talk about that. But it could either go into the next iteration of the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Digital, so assume instead of having like a standalone Slim version, it actually might just be like an iteration 4.0, which is still an upgrade and still something new, which is still exciting, so it can kind of go either way. So I'm going to show you guys this. I want to hear your thoughts and comments, and a little bit of really cool other good news, such as the future GTA 6, and as well as some kind of cool Italian news and Baldur's Gate news too as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. And the Twitter and Twitch down below if you guys want to follow. And of course, we have all the Amazon links. And I think the Samsung links might be already done, but we'll leave those on there just in the down low. But make sure you guys are subscribed either way. So if you guys missed it, we did go and say that right now there is a brand new console. We are now seeing news articles, we're seeing video leaks, we're seeing everything all in here in between. And I want to go and talk about this with you guys because it seems kind of cool. So the PlayStation 5 Slim first look appears online, and there's a few polarizing things. Number one is that some folks are kind of highlighting up the fact that it really isn't even really that small at the end of the day. It's not really too much of a PlayStation 5 Slim, which is why there is a little bit of conflicting stuff where it might be like a PlayStation 5 4.0. I've said this on a few different videos you guys may know, but when it comes to these consoles, there has been at this point 3 iterations so far. The initial launch PlayStation 5, which you got in the first year or so. Then they also had a chance to go and fine-tune and change up some of the internals as well for a 2.0 around 2021, and then around 2022 there was basically a 3.0 console, and all these were basically making and fine-tuning the console itself. They were somewhat removing the copper wiring inside the consoles as it kept on progressing, so it got a little bit less heavy, so there's more of a chill console, and then as well it was also helping out with more efficient heat dissipation. So basically having a chance to go and make sure the heat is just more efficient, so there's less of a reason for them to need to go and have all this copper wiring, which then would go and tone down the weight cost and made it a lot easier for shipping and releasing and moving these consoles, and as well also made the consoles slightly more efficient. So some folks now are rumoring that instead of a PlayStation 5 Slim, although I'm going to put PlayStation 5 Slim in the title, it just seems better, and people are more familiar with the drama with that. So if you guys don't mind or judge on that, but basically it might be more of a 4.0 iteration, and we're still waiting for a proper PlayStation 5 Slim. But of course, I can't agree either way because there is a brand new model, which we'll show you guys up in the video. Let's just do that right this second for you guys. So very first and foremost, over here, this video's been kind of making its way around town and on Twitter. You guys can see this over here too, where they have the console. Do a little bit of a deeper dive into it over here from credit from BWE, where it does have this PlayStation 5 Slim out in the wild. Now, you guys can kind of see just by looking and holding the console itself. Once again, this is a legend, although there's been a lot of media attention on this one, articles, etc., where it does actually seem like it is a slightly smaller console. If you guys kind of look on the width of the console itself and also the overall layout for it, it seems that there is a few different things change. Number one is that it doesn't seem like the outside heat vents are as wide. So currently when I have my console right next to me so I can use as a reference, it is an extra, I'd probably say an extra 2 inches, kind of a decent bit bigger. Same with the disk drive too as well. So overall, this is a technically smaller console. So if they did want to go call it a PlayStation 5 Slim, I don't think I would judge, or I think I'd actually not even naysay that too much. I think it makes a lot of sense and yeah, it is a slimmer down console. But at the same time, it has almost the same exact layout and same exact kind of, flow and vibe of a normal PlayStation, just a little bit more slimmed down. So that's why I'm saying some folks may just go and recall it a PlayStation 5 Slim. It kind of go be a 50-50, but as well, the disc edition is, already kind of big and girthy as is. So you guys can kind of see there is a little bit of a layout line over here. There's also this little backdrop with all the USB drives, but you guys look at the bottom. If you guys have a console yourself, look at your console physically in real life, or look on the downward side, it's crazy to go and see that it is a huge console still. I would almost classify this not even as really a Slim, as a 4.0, or just a remade console, for lack of better terms. Here's also the same thing with the disc drive, where, once again, if you guys have the same console, this looks almost exactly the same. It almost kind of does seem like this is maybe the detachable disc drive, though, as you guys have a chance to see on this one. So that may be a big fun or two. if you guys look at the console straight up, this does seem a little bit more on the lighter and slimmer side. But as well, they did have the rumored it all goes digital as a default, like the disc is not included, and then they'd have the disc as an additional side option through like USB or something to attach to the console, and that's where a lot of folks are getting the quote-unquote slim mark. But it's a very intriguing to go and see this because it does look a little bit more slimmed down, although as I keep glaring at my console, not that much more. Like it's kind of like one of these where it's like this wide originally on our current day consoles to like this. So it is smaller, it is more efficient, but once again, there could even be a more drastic and change up PlayStation 5 Slim as time goes on. But either way, this is a brand new console. Like we'll call it the PlayStation 5 Slim because it is the combination of the disc and digital edition into one with the detachable disc drive as I mentioned. So this is a new version, this is a new console, this is all out there, and it does seem like this is now being leaked as of right this second. And you guys can kind of go and see here too as well, like it's still a big girthy console. Like it looks nice, it looks clean, it looks like I'd be a little bit curious to see how they're going to do the actual like disc covers, like the PlayStation covers and all that type of stuff. I'd be a little bit intrigued, but at the same exact time, like it looks nice, it's doable, it's real, it's like an actual thing out there so far, and this is the very first glimpses we've had a chance to see. So I'm going to be very curious to see if it will be legitimate or not, but it has been making its way all around the internet. Now this is not the same as the PlayStation 5 Pro. The PlayStation 5 Pro is still rumored for 2024, and a PlayStation 5 Slim could still be announced as a separate version, although I think a lot of folks are just alluding towards this being the new console. As you guys can kind of even see as I'll pause the next video, it does seem like this little like disc drive as well is slightly like less indented, more popped out, and more efficient to maybe go and save on space. Like you guys have your normal consoles, you guys can see that this isn't normally here. Anyway, it's not like a normal little pop out regardless. So it could be just attachable, it could be either way. I'm not 100% super sure. But yeah, it's kind of cool to go and see the first time we had a chance to see in the wild so far. We'll get more details because there has been apparently some rumors for this upcoming either this month or next month for the next upcoming conference itself. But like I said, there's been a lot of different types of news articles coming out of here too as well. There was official tweets too. This is like the run through where we've had other people mention this as well besides the video we showed, but here's the new PlayStation 5 CFI 2016 or quote unquote Slim. So it's not only coming from these videos and other places, it actually does seem like there's a little bit of a merit for the new console coming out as of right this second, all floating around. So I like this. We have a chance to go and see this, and people are now having their chance to give their official opinions on this one too as well. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think it should be smaller, bigger? Is it like something as you want to go pick up in the first place? All the drama and all that stuff aside, let me know in the comment section down below. Now, we had some pretty cool news when it came to Italy, when it comes to the PlayStation 5 itself, where Modern Warfare 2 is somehow still kicking very, very well, but FIFA 23 was number one by a huge big sale, over 4 times the price. Call of Duty is number 2, FIFA 22, funny enough, still as well, still in 3rd place, and of course, they love the good old football, but it's crazy seeing how well these were going and doing. So basically, there is a lot of really big data too as well, points coming out when it comes to everything over here. So in terms of consoles, $315 million were spent on PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox during 2022, which is actually 10% down on 2021. This is due to the dipping sales of Nintendo Switch, plus stock shortages as well for all this type of stuff. Although the Xbox sales were actually up 9%, but they have all improved so far since 2023. With console revenue up 104%, this is due to the improved supply for PlayStation, which saw the revenue jump 283% compared with the same period in 2022. By comparison, Nintendo Switch sales has dropped 8% to date, and as well, Xbox sales are actually down 23% too as well. Now, funny enough, 70% of players game on mobile. Just under 46% are console players, and only 83% on PC. So it's kind of crazy to see that the PC market is actually smaller than both the mobile and console market, and that mobile is still winning. And apparently Italian women like playing games, so 42% of the Italian women are basically playing games as well. Very good ratios, very cool. A lot of males like playing the sports games and like racer type games, while the female players prefer like the family games and adventure and sport games too as well. And funny enough, on PC, men prefer strategy games, while women prefer family, arcade, and adventure games too as well. So you guys can kind of see the overall list too, where it's FIFA, Call of Duty, FIFA, Grand Theft Auto 5, Elden Ring, God of War, Pokemon, and all the other various things too as well. Last but not least, Rockstar actually had a huge acquisition where this is basically really good over here for folks that are a part of the RP community. If you guys ever watch on Twitch, I always say, like, hey, check me out on Twitch if you guys want to, link down below, and follow that on up and put on notifications, or on Twitter, either or. But for this, they actually have a lot of role-playing stuff. So they actually wanted a big team behind the Rockstar's role-playing and creator community, 5N and Red M, and they're now officially bought out by Rockstar to go and help facilitate all of these basically RP things. A lot of RP people have actually been playing this stuff. I know a lot of the RP streamers as well, so it seems like a fun fun experience for them to be a part of, but at the end of the day, it's cool. So it's all around good news as well for them to foster that too as well. Now, last but not least too as well, Baldur's Gate has actually been awesome. They still keep on saying a lot of these bug fixes and changes will be carrying over to PS5, and this has been one of my best games I've seen all year, so I hope you guys will like it. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch down below, and would love to get subscribed to as well. Of course, give your thoughts and comments down below, and of course, if you guys want to check out the hot links, although I think that promo is done, we'll be having a giveaway for that sometime soon.